Alrighty. Should be good to start streaming. That is if Magic's not actively crashing. I just started you, Magic. Okay, there we go. Have to check and see. Well, first off, I'm on the wrong recording. There we go. Second off, let me take a look and see that I am in fact live and transmitting just fine. Testing. Testing. Cool. All right. Then we are live. Come here, buddy. We'll get it. Goofball dog. You know, I kind of want to brew time warp. I think some time warps might be in order. Oh, perfect deck box. Let's build Izzet time warps. This might be fun. Hey, Six Sigma, how's it going? Where is my chat view? There it is. I accidentally closed it out. Whoa, AK Tank 420, thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. You're a wonderful human being. Logan Cole Rose, thank you for resubscribing. Thank you very much. And I hope that new internet comes your way soon. Sweet. The bot does work. Fantastic. Why does my chat look different? Did OBS update? That's weird. Why is my... There we go. Hey, Kefka. Welcome. And I'm glad to hear that, AK Tank. It's fun to try hard in Modern, really. Especially right now when the meta is so great. So let's see, if we're doing... We're going to build some janky time warps, I think. I don't know if I'm going to play this deck yet. Do I not have? Whoa, Tarek! Thank you for resubscribing. Much appreciated. You're a wonderful human being. And Tarek, I think you may have just started a hype train. We're 94% the way into level 1 with 5 minutes to get to level 2. Much appreciated, everybody. Lots of support right here at the start. It's good to see all of you. Let me think here. What was I doing? I think we're going to try and build like an Ancestral Visions sort of time warps list. Orfeo, welcome. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can do this. Not the way I'm intending. Let me double check. Because I have to check the price of Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, yeah, it's not that bad. The plan for tonight is to do some modern brewing, and then maybe play a vintage cube. Right now, I was like, I kind of got struck with a little bit of inspiration to try maybe building time warps. Specifically like an as foretold kind of time warps list. Maybe like Dreadhorde Arcanist as a payoff. Oh, I have them. Sweet. Struck by inspiration equals Big No fell downstairs. Sometimes. No worries, Orfeo. So we need some, like, serum visions, I think. Then maybe, like, some bolt. I haven't seen a list for this in a long time, so I'm just kind of going by feel here. Okay. We need actual factual time warp. We'll do part the water veil. Then we need savor the moment. What'd you find, Joest? What other cards get run in time warps? Let's see. Do I still have an old time warps list anywhere? Foil Visardrix, nice. Let's see. Cryptic, Jace, Snapcaster, Gigadrowse. We don't need Cryptic as much. I think I probably want... We could go, like, main deck defense grids. Just go counter spell list. That would be fun. Porter wants me really badly to throw this rope toy. Hey, Free Combat Wombat, welcome. 50 seconds left on the hype train if anybody wants to get it to level 2. It's at 94%. Let's see. What other good Izzet cards are there for time warps? I always was a fan of Ral Zarek as a one-of, because it's fun. Not good, but fun. I think everybody who participates gets more emotes, I think. Everybody's gangster until delay gets cast. It's true. I'm not a big fan of the Bird's counterspell. Or not the Bird's counterspell, the Bird's time warp. Krark, copy the warps. Chandra the Firebrand, thank you. That's the one that I like. I love running it in the red time warp stack. Completely forgot it was a thing. Chandra, Torch of Defiance can also ramp us a little bit. Expansion Explosion, that is spicy. Royal Scions. Let's see. Loot. And then deal damage equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's not bad. I think... Oh, I can play the, Thank you, Dick Record, but it's not my birthday. Play, like, a Narset Parter of Veils. I think it'd be fun to run one... Run a Wheel of Fate with Narset Parter avails if we're doing As Foretold. Needs more 6-mana Chandras. Let me look at cards with... Oh, I like Teferi. We'll run a Teferi. Gotta have me some Temporal Mastery. Maybe just one. Maybe not Wheel of Fate and Narset. Izzet Charm could be good. It kind of does everything. I'll play one Izzet Charm. It seems like fun. Okay. Now we need Scalding Tarns. Then we need Bone Daddy. I actually ran Stitch in Time when I did Battle of Wits Time Warps, and it was actually, like, if you won the flip, it was crazy good. And if you lost the flip, it was kind of just meh. Like, it wasn't even bad. You just cast a sorcery. And people weren't willing to cast counter spells on it because they're like, he's not going to win the flip. And then when you win the flip, you're like, oh my god. It's fantastic. I'm only going to run 2 Part the Water Veil. I feel like this and Savor the Moment is going to be enough turns. So we need some Steam Vents. Probably not a ton of them. We don't need to be paying a ton of life into our mana base. We'll do some Fiery Islet. And then we need lots of islands. Oh, not islands. Island. Where's my full art island art? All right. Then we need like mountain or 2. Is Collective Conjuring good at all, since you could play Savor the Moment and Stitch in Time and Exhaustion? So, Exhaustion is no longer good. Actually, it might be good now. It might be better than it was, anyway. It was good, then was bad, and I don't know how it is now. So that's actually... You know what? I'm down. Let's do it. Let's play Collected Conjuring. Oh, this will be fun. Conjuring only hits sorceries, right? Top 6 cards of your library, you may cast up to 2 sorcery spells. Put the exiled cards not cast this way on the bottom of your library in any order. You know what? I'm game. So I don't want Izzet Charm. Ancestral Visions and Serum Visions are great because they're sorceries we can hit. How many sorceries do we need to make Collected Conjuring good? The problem is there, like, I guess we could play, like, Flame Slash instead of Lightning Bolt? Modern, red, type sorcery, CMC like 0 to 1, like 17 minimum. Yeah, we're gonna need some red sorceries. Firebolt, Firebolt, Firebolt. I like that. I like where your head's at. I can get behind a Firebolt. We'll do Firebolt instead of Lightning Bolt. Cleansing Wildfire. Also not bad. Cleansing Wildfire probably the side, though. So right now we have 12. We'll run Stitch in time. Oh, if we're gonna... Oh, we're collected Conjuring turns. This went from good to great. And playability went from worse to awful. So that's 16 sorceries we can hit from collected Conjuring. Cut Dreadhorde? I mean, between As Foretold and collected Conjuring, we're probably Ancestral Visions often enough. But, like, yeah, alright. Alright. Magmatic Channeler? I do not like that card in any deck. I know it's good, I just personally don't like Magmatic Channeler. Eye of Nowhere! It's like a 2-mana Time Warp! Right? And then we need a Gemstone, Caverns. This is like 1. Because we need a couple more lands than I got. We'll probably cut down on actual Time Warp. That like part the Water Veil. Hypersonic Dragon or no balls. Playing a deck that wants to play sorceries, you've done something amazing. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. It's a 5-mana flying haste. If the dragon itself had flash, I would play it, but it does not. Is there a synergy with sorceries? Like sorceries cost less. We could play Mage of Zelf here, but one of Quicken. I like that, actually. It doesn't get hit off of Isochron's only instance. We could play Rift Bolt as our removal. Let me think. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, that's Foretell. I don't want Dual Strike now. There's gotta be like a addendum card? No. No, is there? Is there an addendum card that would work here? No. We can run Snapcasters, yes. Hang on a minute. I need to put lands in the deck. That's what I need. Island. Tarfire is an instant. It's not a sorcery. How many lands do we need? Yes, that's true. Oh, we can play like a Castle Vantress. It might be a little ambitious, but... Good blue or red sorceries. Good blue or red sorceries. Cloud Key can hit sorceries. That's true. You can say you can play a 3-mana cost, reduce the sorceries. You can also Semblance Anvil them too. Yeah, Cloud Key still doesn't work on Moto. Empty the warrants. I think we're pretty close to an actual deck here. Sorcery Storm. Oh, all right. Let's draft up a sideboard for this. First off, defense grid. Card's amazing. 4, sideboard. Bam, got him. Second. What else? What else can we see beyond? You guys just try to get me to play... try to play Cathartic Reunion? A Braid's an instant, but a Braid is a good sideboard card. Bone Daddy, did you suggest Seabion because you were trolling, or because you think it'd be good in this deck? Shatterstorm? Shatter Spree. Shatter Spree. Or Shenanigans. Shenanigans could be good. Oh, you big baby. Go get it. Vandal Blast is... Oh, yeah, the Overload one. The sorcery that makes goblin tokens with prowess. Goblin? It's not a sorcery, it's an instant. It's goblin wizardry. Let's see. Let's see here. Blood Moon in the side. Blood Moon's probably reasonable. I play enough islands, right? I could play Aria Flame's probably good. That's true. Aria Flame is like a decent clock that doesn't use the grave. And it's good versus Death Shadow. Cage? Raven form? Is that the... We're avoiding instants because we're playing Collected Conjuring. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller makes a bird token. Splash white for Teferi and then make everyone play on your level. It's actually not that bad of an idea. Exile target artifact or creature. Is this card actually good? Are we doing it for the meme? Still upset about Raven form. Yeah, the card should have been white. Okay, I'll play a Raven form and then like... and a Braid. Yeah, there's a Raven form. We're only putting it in the sides, not in the main deck. The Clayton225, thank you for resubscribing. Much appreciated. Glad you could make it. Creature Teferi has flash and gives sorceries flash? Yeah, but like we don't need to be casting on our opponent's turn because we can be... I mean... That's probably better than like Ral Zarek. He does cost 5, but he's actually like super good. One of Leyline of Anticipation? No. That's a, well, maybe, but not in this particular version of the deck. Okay, so I need to get the As Fortolds. Mage of Zhalfir? He lets you cast... Oh, yeah, okay. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Your opponents can only cast as sorceries. Just learned that Quicken draws a card. Yeah, it's a cantrip. I used to play one in my old mono blue warps list because if you actually quicken time warp on your opponent's end step, it was like casting time stretch. You just take 2 turns in a row. It's great. Okay. I think we have a deck. I think we have a deck that will work, potentially. So let me go ahead and export this list. We'll put it on Stream Decker. And then I will acquire the As For Tolds. And we will be off to the races. I think we got a pile too. I played a janky card in a previous build of a deck because I'm Kano. Absolutely, Raylin. Glad you could make it. Do I have... I have enough tickets. I do have enough tickets. Okay, cool. You guys just like Niv. He's super good. Actually, that's how we can beat Control. I'll drop a Shatter Spree and we'll run a Niv. I'm not updating the deck list again because it's really annoying, but okay, cool. Let me get some As For Tolds here. No Pithing or Sorceress? Nah. Sweet. Okay. I mean, it looks like a deck to me, so let's do this. To the two-man queues. I'm excited. This should be good. Oh, man. Have I ever played Stasis and Legacy? No. I played Legacy for a grand total of about 10 games, and I think for half of those I played Pox, which was fun. I enjoy Pox. I resub if Kano wins a match after losing a coin flip from the Time Warp card. All right. You got it. Stitch in Time will fail the flip and then win the match. Like, oh man, it's just such an RNG card because it's 3 mana, 50% chance of extra turn. That's almost 2 mana, 100% extra chance of turn. It's almost Time Walk. Like, how can you deny the power? And plus, if you're casting it for free off of Collected Conjuring, we could cast Time Walk and Ancestral Recall. It looks like you didn't have a choice for a Combat Wombat. Clayton wanted you to resub. Thanks, Clayton. Legacy seems intimidating because people have power and stuff. Well, power is vintage. There's no power in Legacy. There's powerful cards, but Power 9, the power, are not in Legacy. I would like to play first. I'm gonna mulligan. That's better. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Alright, we'll keep Put Back and Ancestral Visions. Opponent starts Gemstone Caverns. Is this the legendary Eldrazi? It is. Sissio, welcome. Kefka, thank you. That face when someone plays a Stitch in Time with a Krark's Thumb in play. And a Krark in play. So we'll start by suspending Ancestral Visions. Opponent plays a Forest. This would appear to be... Oh, I actually... I saw a list for this deck. This is like a weird mono-green Eldrazi list. It's playing a whole bunch of Mana Dorks, and it's just trying to like power out like Thought-Knot Seers on turn 2. Eldrazi? Might be. Alright, Ancestral Vision's ticking down. Put this up behind my head. We untap and draw. Well, I mean, like, if the meta is forced to play fair, then you might as well play the deck that plays unfairly the most, I guess? I don't know. Steam Vents to the bottom. Firebolt. Firebolt to the top. Play Castle Vantress. Cast Serum Visions. Draw Firebolt. The problem is with Eldrazi, I don't mind them being like weird and powerful. Oh, here we go. I'll put Scalding Tarn on top and Stitch in Time on top of Scalding Tarn. We're gambling next turn. Bottoming our 4th land is ambitious. I didn't bottom it. I put Scalding Tarn on top, but it's under Stitch in Time. Thought Not Seer. Well, what do you take, opponent? I was wondering if Eye of Ugin could exist in Modern if we got Wasteland. Absolutely not. Not with the Eldrazi that exists now. I did bottom a Steam Vents, that's true, but I had another Serum Visions. I felt brave. Opponent takes Collected Conjuring. The jerk. Alright. Ancestral Visions down to 2. We draw Stitch in Time. Play Steam Vents. Here we go. Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We won the flip. Oh. Extra turn. Here we go. It's just an Explorer, really. But Ancestral Visions comes down a turn sooner. We get a Scalding Tarn. Play Scalding Tarn. Crack Scalding Tarn. Let's get another Steam Vents. Untapped. Play Ral Zarek. It's not a rumor, that's confirmed. Emrakul was the, we're gonna tap the Thought Not Seer and untap Steam Vents. Emrakul was, the Emeria Angel, like, god in ancient merfolk. Zendikar or whatever. Kind of sad that the most recent Zendikar was only 1 set long. Yeah. It's not actually Emeria the Sky Ruin, but like if you look, there's the Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Look at the art on that card, and each one is like the permutation of the, what do you call it? Individual Eldrazi Titans. Emrakul was also the moon, as in Eldritch Moon. That is true. So opponent attacks Ral Zarek, because they are terrified of him, as they should be. We untap Ancestral Vision. It's an unknowable Eldritch Horror. Who knows why it went to the moon? Okay, we draw 3 cards. Come on, Collected Conjuring. Well, we get an As Foretold. And an island. So what can we do here? Okay, this is kind of fun. It's not necessarily good, but it's fun. Plus, Bludgeon Brawl allows Krark to have his thumb stitched back on? That's brilliant. Oh my gosh. So we can actually Firebolt, Flashback, Firebolt to kill Thought Knot and draw a card, but that means I'm not playing As Foretold this turn. Firebolt. Man, Collected Conjuring would be so cool right now. You know, I've been trying to find a deck that would make Collected Conjuring work. like, actually work, and I think this might be it. I don't know how good it is, and there's no way to know without testing, but I'm kind of excited about it. So Thought Not Seer draws us a card. Ancestral Visions. Alright. Well, next turn we can play As Foretold and cast Ancestral Visions. Presumably our opponent has to spend their turn attacking and killing Ralzeric. Opponent plays a Gemstone Caverns and Legend Rules themselves. They kill Ralzeric. I think they had a Reality Smasher, and they just messed that up. We draw Scalding Tarn. Play Scalding Tarn. Crack it. Get an island. Play As Foretold. Draw 3 cards. Firebolt Matter Reshaper. Matter Reshaper trigger. The way to optimally play Collected Conjuring is with land destruction. I could see that being a thing. So opponent untaps, they play a land. They play another Matter Reshaper. Then pass. We untap, As Foretold, ticking up. We draw Chandra the Firebrand. Play an island. Flashback Firebolt. Kill Matter Reshaper. Matter Reshaper trigger. They draw Spatial Contortion. We don't play creatures here. Pass the turn. Opponent does nothing. As Foretold, ticking up. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Play Chandra. Collected Conjuring and Land Destruction in that 5-color Teferi Lotus Field deck. Downtick Chandra. We're going to double Collected Conjuring. This might actually be the dream. Clone Collected Conjuring. Collected Conjuring number 1. Yeah, cast Eye of Nowhere and Eye of Nowhere. Bouncing, I don't know, forest and forest. Opponent can't deal with the boomerangs. We hit 3 Eye of Nowheres. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, I laughed so hard my camera went out of focus. Oh, I love it. I might play a league with this deck. Big nose, now big red. Opponent didn't let it resolve. I know, right? The jerk. We'll play a Raven form. I might need an Abrade. Side in Niv to trade into Reality Smashers. I don't know about that. What do I side out for a Raven form? On the draw, it's probably Eye of Nowhere. Opponent plays a lot of dorks. Eye of Nowhere is not going to actually be that good. Might need some competitive cards in the board, but I think this might be hot. Twitch chat's idea. Bone Daddy's idea, actually. Thank you. The Diabolic Tutor, whispering his evil magics into my ear. Look at what abomination you have unleashed upon the world. Now they know not to play creature removal and just add all your creatures. Yeah, just like sideboard into Blue Moon. It's like take out all of the bad cards and... Actually, we've turned Collected Conjuring into a 4-mana time stretch, potentially. If we win the flip on Stitch in Time and then, like, hit Savor the Moment, it's literally 4 mana for 2 turns, and you probably don't get to untap during one of them. But that's still pretty good if you've got Planeswalkers, right? Delver of Secrets would be so good in this deck. The thing is, we don't play any creatures, so, like, we don't lose to creature removal. If we played like a single creature, it might be a problem. Savor the moment, Eye of Nowhere, Time Warp. I'm going to put Time Warp on the bottom, but I do want to draw Savor the Moment. And I will be Eye of Nowhere-ing a land, almost certainly. I like how they're playing Cavern. As if we're... as if we're gonna counterspell. Thank you, Clayton, tipping $10. Much appreciated. The price of the league admission. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. You're a wonderful human being, and the channel really appreciates the support. Boomerang that land. Is Ral Zarek or Ral Storm Conduit better? What are the abilities on Ral Storm Conduit? I mean, it works, right? Opponent plays Shaper's Sanctuary? Oh my god. What is happening? Let me draw an Ancestral Visions. Firebolt's alright. Play Fiery Islet. Play As Foretold. Pass the turn. I like, you know, that Boomerang kind of was a time walk. My opponent got to draw. It was kind of like a remand a little bit. Choke. Well, it's a good thing we have these Fiery Islets. And As Foretold. We're not untapping our lands anyway. Alright, we draw Raven Form. Play Fiery Islet. Foretell a card. Ominous. Pass the turn. If Raven Form hits like a Thought-Knot Seer, it's going to be the most amazing thing in the world. Static deal 1 to opponent or planeswalker per instant or sorcery cast. +2 to scry 1, -2 fork 4 loyalty. That sounds perfect. Like that and Chandra the Firebrand are the kind of planeswalkers this deck wants to be playing. There it is. We're going to get them. They must have saw it coming. I better play around counter magic. Well, they get to draw because of Shaper's Sanctuary, but like... we get to exile... Well, the modern blue-white control list is actually playing the Foretell card advantage spell. The Glimmer of Genius. Opponent takes Savor the Moment. That's kind of reasonable. As Foretold ticks up. We draw Eye of Nowhere. I could Raven Form the Thought-Knot and bounce a land. But then I'm using Scalding Tarn Island to do that. That's probably fine. Considering we have As Foretold, unless my opponent has enchantment removal. Raven Form Thought-Knot. Let's see what we draw. Opponent gets to draw. Yeah, that's right. Raven Form your Thought-Knot Seer. What are you going to do? You're going to get the bird. That's what's happening. We draw another Eye of Nowhere. Crack Scalding Tarn. I did just flip him a bird. It's true. So we're going to get an island, and Eye of Nowhere is a sorcery. We're playing exclusively sorceries. Oh, I can cast this as Foretold. I don't even need to spend the island. Alright. Bounce Cavern. Uh-huh. I think things are working out as intended, you know? On the Wanderer and the Statue of Emrakul. On Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Oh, they actually look the same? That would be interesting. The Wanderer was like an actual like puppet. Or like a marionette type thing that wielded a samurai sword. That'd be really interesting. Opponent plays a Matter Reshaper. They hit us for 1. No, they're a character that's not currently established in the lore. I think. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a stand-in for the player. Good point, Raylan. Maybe I am. flying Kano monster. I heard the Wanderer is Danny DeVito. I need to check your information, sir. Alright, we're gonna cast As Foretold with As Foretold. And then we're gonna Eye of Nowhere Cavern. We're taking a little bit of damage to do this, but this is fine. Flying Kano monster, you say? A noodly appendage. Oh gosh. Oh no. Eldrazi Mimic. If you Eye of Nowhere choke, it's practically an extra turn spell. Yeah, because they would have to recast it, that's true. Alright. As Foretold's ticking up. We draw. Chandra the Firebrand. Ooh, I've got a fun idea. Actually, is Teferi better? I could play Chandra and fork Firebolt, but if I do, Chandra dies to the bird. I could play Teferi, uptick him to 4, and then use him to phase out an attacker. You can just plus Chandra, killing Mimic. Oh, that's true. Yeah, why don't I do that? It's totally my plan, guys. I was testing you. Yeah. Thanks, gentlemen. And possible women. I actually don't know how many of you are male and female or other, or consider yourselves other. So, people, my dudes, thank you. For you are all more magically strategic than I am. Yeah, opponent does get to draw a lot here, but I'm okay with this. Oh, I can cast this with As Foretold. I don't actually have to... Yeah. There we go. Now we're going to get smashered. That's what's going to happen. Opponent just hit an Eldrazi Temple off Matter Reshaper, so that's probably a not good thing for me. New plan, mill them out with their own draws. A hunk of silver. Nice. Are you Karn? I'm watching you. I used to try to win games by throwing fireballs at my opponent's face. That's nothing. I used to lose games by throwing fireballs at my own face. Oh, man. No, seriously, I used to Thunderous Wrath myself when I knew I was going to lose. Kano could be Karn in disguise, Kano. Oh, gosh. Is this... Oh, gosh, that's a world breaker. There goes our As Foretold, which is the current competitive advantage of this hand. We need... Still remember that clip of you targeting your opponent with Time Warp? Yeah. It was pretty bad. We untap. Extra turn spell, come on. The 3-mana extra turn spell. It would be so good if we hit it here. Like, amazingly so. Opponent is stopped on our upkeep. Yes! Oh, yes! Downtick Chandra. Oh, it's happening. Ugh, savor the moment twice in a row. Have we ever seen Kano and Saffron Olive in the same room? Voice changers exist. Alright, we untap. As Foretold... Well, we don't untap, actually. But As Foretold's ticking up. The old 3-mana time stretch. Play Scalding Tarn. Uptick to kill the bird. Opponent gets to draw. That's fine. Oh god. Does that mean Kano's a VTuber? Oh, I forgot to put basic mountains in this list. That was what I forgot. Oh, I used to be able to do kind of a good Ron Swanson. I don't know if I still... Oh! It's happening. Fork. Conjuring? Here we go! Okay, I want Ancestral Visions targeting myself. Savor the moment. Is anyone seeing this? Second Collected Conjuring. Second Ancestral Visions. Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. Heads, we lost the flip. But we draw 3 more cards. Oh, play an island. Pass to our next turn. We did lose the flip if we win this match. Alright. So we cast Teferi with As Foretold. Oh, uptick Teferi. Get a draw. There's Collected Conjuring. I'm gonna loot away Serum Visions. Shock Steam Vents. And we are gonna cast Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. Heads, we lost the flip. I may have just lost the game. Because I don't think I have another turn in queue, but I can downtick Teferi to phase out World Breaker. Baral's expertise would be kind of good in this deck. Heads, what are you doing to us? Always choose Tails too. You gotta. No, I couldn't. I cast Teferi that turn, and that's how we drew. Oh, man. Well, game 3. Okay. Eye of Nowhere, you're coming back in on the play. I'm gonna cut a Firebolt. No, I'm not. I'm gonna cut Raven Form. Side in Niv. This is not a Niv. Not a Niv strategy. Alright, we'll play first. Almost. This is a mulligan. This I can get behind. Put back an island. This deck has some real power in it, and it's not even optimized. I am super excited about this. Start island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a forest. No 1-drop. Dang it. We untap. Draw Firebolt. Boomeranging the land is still better. It has to be. So, Eye of Nowhere. We're leaving up the ability to draw red land to play double Firebolt next turn. Kari Zev's expertise can be hit off of, and consequently cascade into Ancestral. I'm listening, Diabolic Tutor. The wise always keep an ear open to the whispers of power. Play an island. Firebolt Boreal Druid. We're not playing Fiery Gambit. Oh my god, why? I mean, we could play Coin Flip Tribal, but Okay, we untap. We draw Ancestral. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It costs 3. Damn it, Kano. It's one of the most amounts of text on a modern legal card that I think I've ever seen. So play Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. Next turn we got Collected Conjuring. Crux Thumb and Stitchin' Time might be... We won the match! We did it! Porter is worried about me. He came over, he's nudging me, he's like, dude, you alright? You're going nuts. Literally undefeated. Oh, gosh. Oh, I love this deck. I'm gonna optimize it. Our opponent just couldn't handle our perfectly tuned list. Okay, you know what we do need? I agree with the mountains. You know what we do need, though, right? I've got a feeling we might need this. So let's get some mountains in this deck, because we need probably at least 2. Drop. It's not deep enough. I require Pyromancer Ascension. 1 of Double Vision. Double Vision? My God, Madre de Dios. It's spicy. Let's see. We need the other Ral Zarek, right? Did we agree that this is better? Not that Ral Zarek, the other one. Cast Distant Mage. Oh, I think we're straight Izzet. I don't think we okay, it's not Izzet Viceroy. It's not Caller of Storms. Storm Conduit is what it was called? Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalkers. +2 scries is -2 forks. I like this. We're getting rid of regular Ral. And probably Master of Time. Brass's Bounty? Can Omnath turns be a thing? Oh my god. I think Chandra the Firebrand might still actually be better than Storm Conduit here. But we'll find out. That's what we're here for. We're here to find that out. 1,000-Year Storm. No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't. Not the 1,000-Year Storm. Oh, jeez. That'd be cool. Okay, we need, I don't think we play Part the Water Veil. I think we play Double Cast. Chandra the Uncounterable? Yes. Yes. Oh, I like this. Yes, Chandra Awakened Inferno. Reverberate is not a better double cast because double cast you can hit off of Conjuring. Although, to be fair, if you could hit Reverberate off of... If you could... Yeah, it would be better if you could hit it. That's true. Alright, that's enough of Creepy Face, Kano. Just, like, getting too excited. Imagine double casting into a forked Conjuring. Just imagine. Alright. So... Let's see. Do we get Birgi main Madcap experiment side? Birgi? Why would we want Birgi? We don't need the extra mana. Like do we? Okay, hang on. Okay, so we're definitely playing defense grid. Lutri in the main board. No, we don't need the fork effect. A single double cast is going to be plenty. God, what are some good modern sorceries? Let's see. We need probably like Anger of the Gods, actually. Because Anger of the Gods, we could collected Conjuring into. One of Fiery Gambit. Oh, man. Where in this list is it going to go? Instead of a Time Warp, maybe? Beacon Bolt? Oh, yes, the Jumpstart one. No, it does only cost 3. We can hit it if we need to. Okay, I think Aria of Flame. I don't know if we need Aria of Flame. Probably not Niv Mizzet. Let's take out Raven Form. We'll take out a Braid. We're running Anger in the sideboard. At least as a 2 of. Then in the main, just sneak it in as the 61st card. Do I actually own this card? If you win, it does 3 damage to a creature. If you win 2, it deals 6 damage to each opponent. And if you win 3 or more flips, you draw 9 cards and untap all lands you control. Just remember to pick tails. We're due. It's gonna come up black. It's gonna come up black next turn. Put it all on 23. Oh, man. I think we're good for another 2-man with this list. Let's do it. Artwork in progress in the Discord. Of Mad God Kano. Thanks, Kefka. All right, I can get behind this. We'll keep. I Have Nowhere, definitely better on the play than on the draw, but all right, I can Firebolt that. We got an As for Told. That's good. That's good. So, Firebolt the birds. Pass the turn. Feel this deck would be better with some creature. I brewed it up with Dreadhorde Arcanist in it originally. And people didn't want that. People wanted collected Conjuring into Time Warps. Auriok Champion. Alright. So this is the... what do you call it? Heliod Company deck. So, Eye of Nowhere Plains. Pass the turn. Opponent's probably a little confused by that play. Opponent plays a Plains. Plays a Noble. They hit us for 2. That's fine. We untap. Draw another As for Told. Play Fiery Islet. Play As for Told. This deck is so not acceptable to exist. It's great, though. It's so good. This is exactly what I needed today. Uh-oh, collected company. That's not cool. You can't just cast a spell that lets you cast 2 creatures to CMC 3 or less. Who would do such a thing? Oh, they actually have stuff that frickin' hits our stuff, too. They have Skyclave Apparition to take care of our As Foretold, and then they can just Ranger Captain of Eos and say, you can't cast spells this turn. The jerk. Alright, we untap. Madcap Empyrean does fit in the side. Potentially even in the main. Play Scalding Tarn. Crack Scalding Tarn. Get an island. If I cast Collected Conjuring, they literally just crack Ranger Captain in response and are like, good luck. Yeah, I still gotta do it. Because, like, if I play As Foretold, we're just taking a huge amount of damage next turn. Alright. Cast Double Cast. Cast Firebolt, killing Skyclave Apparition. They were supposed to, they didn't. We get a 3/3, opponent gains life. Double Cast is cast, but nothing happens. Pass the turn. Yeah, they could totally have sacked Ranger Captain in response to Collected Conjuring, and we would have done nothing. Another Collected Company. Where does the value end, opponent? Heliod and a second Ranger Captain. I'm pretty sure that means we're dead. I bet if you play Savor the moment, they'll crack on the extra turn. I bet you they will, too. Yup. They go to combat, attack for 5, no blocks. We untap. Yep. Can't cast spells. I'm going to go ahead and scoop. I mean, it's a really annoying thing to play against, I'll be completely honest. I don't know if we play Chandra against them. We probably bring in Anger of the Gods, and we probably drop on the play. What do we cut? Like a Rawl and a Serum Visions? Drop Ancestral, you don't have the time? We need Ancestral for this deck to work. We don't even suspend it. We just cast it off As Foretold or Collected Conjuring. I would like to play first. This might work. Maybe. I'll keep. Start Scalding Tarn, Fetch, and Shock. Because we're going to need the red for Anger, almost certainly. Cast Serum Visions. We draw Stitch in time. Serum Visions to the bottom, Island to the top. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Razor Verge Thicket into a Birds. We untap. Draw Island. Play Island. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Razor Verge Thicket into a Wheel of Sun and Moon. Enchanting themselves, we draw Savor the moment. Play an island. Play as foretold. Pass the turn. I mean, Skyclave Apparition does make this very bad. And if my opponent has Collected Company, it may as well be Tutor for that. Spike Feeder is not what I just said, though. So we draw Chandra. So we need to win a flip on Stitch in Time. Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We win the flip. Alright, next turn. We untap. We draw. As foretold, ticking up. Serum Visions. Good. Good. Cast Serum Visions with As Foretold. We draw Stitch in Time. Firebolt to the bottom. Island on top, I think. Savor the moment. Next turn, draw Island. As Foretold, up to 3. Draw Island. Play an Island. Savor the moment. Next turn. As foretold, ticking up. We draw Collected Conjuring. Cast with As Foretold. So we Eye of Nowhere. Bouncing Spike Feeder and Ancestral Visions target ourself. Unfortunately, we did not hit a Time Warp there. Play an Island. Pass the turn. So the other plan was to play Chandra, uptick for mana, and then use an Island for Stitch in Time. But like, if we untap next turn, we're golden. Opponent cycles Horizon Canopy, which means they are not replaying Spike Feeder, at least unless they drew a land. Opponent replays Spike Feeder, as foretold, ticking up. Desperation mode. We draw as foretold. Play an Island. Play Chandra off of As Foretold. Uptick Chandra. We could cast Chandra the Firebrand. Unfortunately, we've used As Foretold, so I'm not gonna do it. Time Warp ourself. Untap. As Foretold, ticking up. We draw Scalding Tarn. Perfect. So play Scalding Tarn. Crack Scalding Tarn. Get a mountain. Uptick Chandra for damage. Cast Eye of Nowhere. Bouncing Horizon Canopy. Then we cast Anger of the Gods. Oh, I used As Foretold, didn't I? Alright, well. Oh no, I was just lagging really bad. So I just F6 through my turn and didn't cast my extra turn spell. That's my bad. I just lagged super hard and didn't know it. Opponent plays Heliod. Thank you, Six Sigma, for keeping me honest. We draw Firebolt. So, uptick Chandra to 7. Cast Time Warp. Target ourself. Play as foretold. Oh, pass the next turn. Okay, as foretold's ticking up. We draw Fiery Islet. Play Fiery Islet. Alt Chandra. Cast Stitch in Time with As Foretold. 5 damage to our opponent. Tails never fails. We won the flip. Fire. You know what? We'll Firebolt with As Foretold. 5 damage to our opponent. Flashback Firebolt. Target our opponent. 5 damage to our opponent. And Sack Islet. Yeah! That was awesome. That was seriously awesome. Alright, run it back. We need a way to give our permanence hexproof or something. Something to get around Skyclave Apparition, because that is really going to wreck us. Man, Collected Conjuring's too good. Actually, they should ban that card. Casted 2 sorceries? Play counterspells? Now, why would I do that? We could keep the Gemstone Caverns hand. Like dumping an island. Because then we have a turn 2 Anger of the Gods, potentially. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Exile an island. Opponent starts Horizon Canopy into a birds. We draw Chandra. Play an island. Firebolt the bird. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays Windswept Heath, cracks it. They get a Temple Garden untapped. Disallow isn't a sorcery, but does allow you to stop a lot of stuff. That's true. Moto restart coming soon, agreed. Play a mountain. Anger. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a plains. They play Ranger Captain for Walking Ballista. We untap. They're going to crack Ranger Captain? They're not. Play an island. Play Chandra. This may... So if I downtick here, that may force them to actually use Walking Ballista to kill Chandra. If I uptick... Yeah, we got a downtick. Hey, it worked. Lull Mage Mentor? What does that card even do? Opponent Skyclave Apparitions Chandra. They shock themselves for a Temple Garden. They play Burrenton Forge Tender. Whenever a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token. Tap 7 untapped Merfolk you control, counter target spell. Seems good. Play an island. I think I have to flashback Firebolt to get them to activate Forge Tender. Just get 7 of them into play and your opponent can't cast spells without them getting countered. Well, where is it? Go get the toy. Bring it here. Bring it here. I can't reach it. The art is done. Oh, I love it. Kano the flying spaghetti monster. Let me have it. I can't reach it. He's an expert at setting it down just outside of my grasp. Okay, drop. That sounds like a good plan. Best of luck to you. I actually can't bend the camera to show you, unfortunately. Opponent only has 1 card in hand, and it's Walking Ballista. I don't want to bounce Skyclave Apparition. I could just bounce a land. Or I could just save this. I don't want to cast Time Warp either. So we're just passing the turn now. Opponent cycles Horizon Canopy. They crack Misty for a basic forest. Alright. You've got a surprise for us, Six Sigma. They hit us for 2. Probably are casting Walking Ballista here. Yep. We draw Ancestral. Okay, I'm going to suspend Ancestral. And I'm going to Boomerang Walking Ballista. Just in case they have land Heliod. That should buy me a little bit of time. Opponent pings us once. Picks up Walking Ballista. Opponent untaps. Plays a Misty. Replays Walking Ballista, X2. Cracks Misty. 4 turns is a long way away, but we'll see. Opponent hits us for 2. Untap. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. We draw Chandra. So we'll start by casting Time Warp. Yeah, we gotta start trying to draw cards, or trying to take turns. Untap. We draw another Time Warp. Cast Time Warp. Untap. Ancestral Vision's down to 1. I was hoping we'd draw land. So I guess we gotta savor the moment. Tapping like this, I think. Alright. Ancestral Vision's coming off Suspend. Target ourself. What's the matter, buddy? What are you whining? He might have to go OUT. So I'm going to take a short break after this, I think. play a mountain. We will firebolt the ballista. Then suspend Ancestral and cast Serum Visions. We draw land. Other lands to the bottom, I think. Pass the turn. Here, I can try and show y'all the doggy. There he is. There's Porter. There we go. Why not hold the Ancestral for the Foretold in hand? Honestly, probably should have. Opponent main phase collected company. They got Spike Feeder and Ranger Captain. Like a jerk. Opponent hits us for 2. They get Walking Ballista. So we go to 11. Opponent probably just like snap cracks Ranger Captain here. Yeah, exactly. So Ancestral Vision's ticking down. I mean, if my opponent goes infinite life, we can't beat them, I don't think. Hey, we drew Ancestral. Everything's fine. Play an island, pass the turn. Reasonable. Drop. Whole bunch of mana. Is this just a big Walking Ballista? Oh, you stink. Opponent hits us for 4. I think he's got to go OUT, so I'll be taking a short break after this game. Also, we'll need to restart the client, but... We draw Savor the Moment right on time. So, play as Foretold. Ancestral Visions, draw 3 cards. Play a land. Cast Savor the Moment. Actually, we just cast Anger, right? Yeah, Anger is way better here. Okay, so opponent's going to ping us 3 times. Nice. We get a 4/4. Opponent is not that far away from just fireballing us to death. Next turn we can play Chandra and downtick on Savor the Moment. Opponent plays a Noble. Plays Prismatic Vista. And passes. We untap. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. 1 turn left. As Foretold, ticking up. Draw Eye of Nowhere. Play Chandra. Fork mode. Cast Savor the Moment. In the old time stretch. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent chumps. Our clock is super far behind. It's just due to the lag on my machine. So, Ancestral Visions. Coming off Suspend. So, target ourself. As foretold, ticking up to 2. We draw Stitch in Time, which we will be able to play next turn. Play Fiery Islet. Uptick Chandra, ping our opponent. Eye of Nowhere. Bounce Razor Verge Thicket. Pass to our next turn. Okay, this is the last turn we have in queue. As foretold, up to 3. Draw an island. So, play an island. I think we fork Stitch in Time. So, sack Chandra. Stitch in Time. 2 chances. Tails never fails. Heads, we lose the flip. Tails never fails. Heads, we lose the flip. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, yeah, pass the turn. Sometimes you just lose 2 coin flips in a row, right? Is this just a Ballista X3? It's a Spike Feeder, okay. So we untap, as foretold, ticking up to 4. Draw Scalding Tarn. Alright. Here we go. Collected Conjuring. We hit only Serum Visions. Cast Serum Visions. That was a pretty bad one. We draw Stitch in Time. Serum Visions to the bottom. Double cast on top. Sack Fiery Islet. Draw double cast. Double cast. Stitch in Time. All right. Let's do this. Tails never fails. We won the flip. Tails never fails. We lost the flip. Go to combat. Attack our opponent for 4. Opponent should just, like, chump and gain life, I guess. They gain 2 life. They gain 2 life. Alright, we got 1 extra turn here. So here's how we're going to play it. Play as foretold. Play Scalding Tarn. Fetch with Scalding Tarn. Put ourselves in Ballista lethal range. We do not have a lot of win conditions left. Steam Vents tapped. Alright. Pass to our extra turn. We have 2 draws to hit something of importance. Okay, as for told, ticking up. We draw. Castle Vantress. Castle Vantress helps a lot. So play Castle. Go scrying. I might actually time out due to lag. Eye of Nowhere, as for told. Both of those to the bottom. Oh, I can't play Fiery Islet. I'm dumb. Hit her opponent for 4. Opponent gets another draw. No, we drew Castle Vantress for turn. Like, I had to play it that turn. So I couldn't scry on my own upkeep. No, that was not a punt. The punt was not playing Fiery Islet for an actual redraw. So we untap. We draw. Stitch in Time. No, because I had to play a different land. I had to thin my deck with Scalding Tarn. I couldn't play Fiery Islet then. Go to combat. Attack our opponent for 4. I did have to thin. Okay. So now we activate Castle Vantress. Fiery Islet to the bottom, as for told, to the bottom. Sack Fiery Islet to draw. Collected Conjuring. Collected Conjuring. So we're going to cast Savor the Moment and Ancestral Visions on ourself. Draw some cards. We're going to Stitch in Time now. Tails never fails. We win the flip. Perfect. Untap. Well, the problem is on our next extra turn after this, we're going to not be able to untap. So we have to find like Ral. Go scrying. This I've done it in the order I intended, Sigma. The times I didn't scry on upkeep were intentional. Okay, we draw. There it is. Game over. Go to combat. Hit our opponent for 4. Firebolt. Flashback Firebolt. And we still had an extra turn in queue. We did it! Alright. Now, I am going to be right back because Porter really desperately needs to go outside, and I need to use the restroom as well. So, I'm thinking about playing a league with this when I come back. Let me know what you guys think of that. Yeah, I will be right back. See you all then. All right. And I'm back. Oh, sorry for the delay, everybody. Actually, hang on. You gotta look at my oversized face here for a moment while I restart the client, which is currently lagging so hard that I can't even restart it. Oh. Sounds good, Sigma. All right. So is there any adjustments we want to make to this deck before I go ahead and try and do something like, I don't know, take it into a league? I think we need... I think we need like another Planeswalker in this list. Like another Chandra the Firebrand or another Chandra Torch of Defiance, which means I probably should drop Double Cast. I think I'm going to drop Double Casted, play another Torch. Because that last game kind of revealed to me that Savor the Moment not allowing us to untap means we have to win solely off of the spells we cast off of As Foretold or our Planeswalker upticks. I come to you today, Dawn, on the day of your birthday to humbly request a fiery gambit. Fine. I will play a fiery gambit. I don't know what you expect me to do to win 3 coin flips in a row. And you know what? I'm going to play it as card number 61. To the competitive constructed league. I just lost 4 viewers. Oh, that's great. I actually watched that downtick in real time. This is going to be good. We might have to do a number of client restarts across this league, simply because this deck takes so long to play. But I'm okay with this. I mean, in all likelihood, we're probably going to go 0-5, but like, I think if I 5-0, I'll probably get some internet points, maybe a little bit of internet fame. You said the same thing about Dragonstorm? Yeah, but Dragonstorm is a very demonstrably better deck. Alrighty, here we go. We are on the draw.
I think this is a mulligan. I would like some cantrips or an as foretold. This works. I'm going to put back Scalding Tarn. Opponent starts Wooded Foothills. Cracks Wooded Foothills. Into a Utopia Sprawl on white. So this is once again the... what is it called? The stupid Heliod Company deck. We draw Gemstone Caverns, because of course we do. Play Island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Misty Rainforest and cracks it. Into a Steam Vents. Oh, this is not. This is Fairy Time Raveler deck. That's probably bad news for us, because they can just keep unsummoning our As Foretold. But we were already casting at sorcery speed anyway, so it's fine. Firebolt to Fairy, pass the turn. I would really like to top deck Ancestral Visions. Opponent upticks to Fairy to 4. They play Prismatic Vista, crack it for a Snow-Covered Swamp into a Nahiri the Harbinger. Wow, opponent just has all the things that hit As Foretold. They loot away Unmoored Ego. We untap and draw Eye of Nowhere. What do we do here? Play Castle Vantress. We can either Eye of Nowhere a land, Eye of Nowhere a Planeswalker, or cast Stitch in Time. If I Eye of Nowhere the land, that puts them at 3 mana next turn and gets rid of Utopia Sprawl. Has built 80 unbeatable cards, the deck. Yeah, exactly. Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We win the flip. Untap. Draw Scalding Tarn. Okay, play Scalding Tarn. Eye of Nowhere. Nahiri. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. Do I still have the Blood Moons in the sideboard? I do. Opponent has 3 colors on basic lands. Yeah, but... Alright. They play Nahiri. Uptick Nahiri. Looting away Valky. They uptick to Fairy. Alright, crack Scalding Tarn. Get a Steam Vents on their end step. Untap. We draw another Stitch in Time. Play Gemstone Caverns. What are the odds they have counter spells in their deck? Like, just Yorian bring to light shenanigans. Like, they probably play Force of Negation. But I feel like I want to activate Castle Vantris and see if I can hit another land, so I can go like As Foretold, Stitch in Time, or Savor the Moment. I could flashback Firebolt on a Planeswalker randomly. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Castle Vantris Scry plan. Opponent has no idea what's going on because prior to today, this deck didn't exist. Okay. Opponent upticks Nahiri. Looting away a Lightning Helix. They Abundant Growth to draw a card. Floating a white. Uptick Teferi to 6. And they play Pillar of the Perins. Alright, activate Castle. Island Serum Visions. Serum Visions to the bottom, Island to the top. Untap, draw Island. Play Island. Play Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We win the flip. Alright, it's as good of a time as ever. Play As Foretold. Next turn. We untap, counter on As Foretold. We draw As Foretold. Okay. Cast Savor the Moment. Next turn, we untap, As Foretold ticking up to 2. We draw a mountain. Sack Fiery Islet. Draw an island. Play a mountain, pass the turn. So we actually just get Emmercooled to death. Sad day. We won 2 Stitch in Time flips, though. And our opponent doesn't appear to have counter spells. Oh. It's not Emmercool. It's Niv Mizzet getting Abrupt Decay and Bring to Light. Opponent bounces As Foretold. They play Prismatic Vista. Like, they just Bring to Light for Tybalt, right? Like, that's what I said. Mizzet. Niv Mizzet. Opponent plays Renin 6. Upticks Renin 6. Cracks Prismatic Vista for a forest. Plays Birds. Hits us for 6. We go to 9. They pick up Niv Mizzet. We untap. Draw Chandra. Play Chandra. One, two, three, four, five. Uptick onto Fairy. Play an island. Play as foretold. Pass the turn. So they're going to abrupt decay as foretold. Yep. Okay. Opponent untaps. They uptick to Fairy to 3. They pick up a land. They play the land. And they're passing. We untap. Draw an island. What round is this? This is round 1. They can cast stuff at instant speeds. They have Bring to Light for literally any card in their deck. Uptick onto Fairy. Play an island. Pass. They're just going to Bring to Light for something nasty and kill us, but this is unfortunate. Oh, this is round 1. I think I said. This is game 1, round 1. I can't tell you how sick I am of playing against 5-color nonsense. This match has already kind of put a damper on my spirits, which is sad, but should make a tax turns deck. How would I do that? I am going to play Blood Moon against my opponent. I also think Chandra the Awakened Inferno is fair here. We're going to cut Fiery Gambit. Probably need to cut, like, Serum Visions or 2. Taxes plus turns. The problem is there's not enough taxes in Modern. I'll cut like a Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Actually, no. I'm going to cut a Rawl. And a Firebolt. And a Firebolt. Nope, we're a 61 card deck. That's right. Cool. I would like to play first. I mean, being on the play gives us a significant advantage against our opponent. Because in theory, we've got, like, boomerangs for their ramp and stuff. Almost. Still gonna mulligan. Much better. If you had a 14-card sideboard and 61 main, could you have it down to 60? I actually don't know. I know your sideboard is never allowed to contain more than 15 cards, so you can't, like, start at 61 and side out, you know, an extra one, but I don't know if you start at 14, if that's the case or not. I'm going to put back Time Warp, and I'm going to start Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Tarek, welcome back. Opponent starts Misty Rainforest. Into an Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Thoughtseize. There goes Blood Moon. Yep. We draw a mountain. So play an island. Pass the turn. Check out this Omnath card. Opponent plays Prismatic Vista. Red and 6. Of course they do.
We untap. We draw Firebolt. Play Fiery Islet. Firebolt Renin 6. Pass the turn. Omnath forms its own wordy tribe. Gosh. But it plays a Misty. Upticks. We untap. Draw Eye of Nowhere. Play a mountain. I'm going to go for the collected conjuring here. Oh, it's so bad. 4 mana for a Serum Visions. We draw an Eye of Nowhere. There's a Stitch in Time and an As Foretold. I mean, I kind of need As Foretold. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, right. Oh. Opponent fetches up a Tri-land. Picks up their fetch land. Kano taking a punting and wiffle ball. What? Opponent Misty Rainforests for an island. Plays to Fairy. Upticks to Fairy. Well, we untap. Draw As Foretold. Eye of Nowhere to Fairy. Pass the turn. This Veil of Summer. Yeah, this game's over. So disgusting. I don't even want to see this deck anymore. My opponent's deck, not mine. Mine's sweet. Alright. Time for round 2. Ugh. Remind me, what the heck even is wiffle ball? Like, I know what a wiffle ball is, but I don't know what the game that it's played with is. Forget that I am not on a vid chat with Kano and I say things to the screen. Dude, I know how you feel. Should grab a drink? You look like you could use one. Yeah, but they're all the way upstairs and I lift tomorrow. You can't say the butt word here. Oops. It's like baseball, but for babies. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, the legendary turn 1 Eye of Nowhere. We're keeping. Next week, Wednesday, St. Paddy's Day. You are correct. So, Gemstone Caverns, exiling Time Warp. That shouldn't tip my opponent off. Oz, welcome. How's the deck been? Well, we only played against 5-color absolutely destroy the deck you're playing, so we untap. We draw Fiery Gambit, play an island, Eye of Nowhere our opponent's land. Pass the turn. What's up, Oz? Not my birthday, though. Opponent plays Windswept Heath, cracks it. Gets a basic. Does nothing. We untap, draw Stitch in Time. We're doing it. Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We've won the flip. We are 3 for 3 in this league with Stitch in Time. We untap. We draw an island, and it is exactly how we drew it up. Play Chandra Torch of Defiance. Kill Heritage Druid. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays an Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. They got nothing? Oh, opponent. You can't have nothing. Cycle Fiery Islet. Uptick for mana. Collected Conjuring. Calculated Braino Sticker. Poor opponent. Cast Savor the Moment and Stitch in Time. I mean, I didn't come here to not cast Stitch in Time. Yeah, that's right. What's this card look like to you? Answer in 3 seconds. If you said time stretch, you get an A. Half credit for Plow Under. Say Tails. We win the flip. We are 4 for 4, baby. Play an island. Suspend Ancestral. Next turn. Braino's not an emote until I get 8 more subs. I have to have 35 consecutive, subs all at the same time. And we have not gotten there yet. Uptick for damage. Untap. Ancestral Visions, ticking down. 2 turns left on Ancestral. We draw Rawl, Storm Conduit. Uptick for mana. Oh, dude, this is so mean. Play Rawl. Yeah, I have to have 35 subs at the same time. I have 27 right now. And then when I hit 35, I get an additional emote slot. Eye of Nowhere. Oh, we're going to get the flawless victory. Bounce Forest, ping our opponent. This is probably the meanest sequence of plays I have ever seen out of any deck ever. Has my opponent, messaged me at all? Okay. Yeah. Flawless victory. Oh, dude, it's so rude. Oh, it's so rude. Anger of the Gods in. Eye of Nowhere out on the draw. It's so much worse. Run it back. This board sparks joy. Oh, it absolutely does. Oh, I gotta put that game in the highlight reel. You're on turn 6 and you sent them to the Stone Age. Absolutely. Alright, I can work with this. It's a little slow, but we've got we've got some power in this hand. Opponent did mulligan 6. They're starting unclaimed territory, naming Elf, of course. Watch them thought seize you now. They play Nettle Sentinel, which is not a mana-producing elf. It should be noted. Start Island, we will cast Serum Visions. We get Fiery Gambit. You know what? I want to draw all of these cards. Pass the turn. Next turn I can Firebolt and Suspend Ancestral. The turn after I can, bounce a land. But it plays a Windswept Heath. Opponent hits us for 2. Opponent cracks a Windswept Heath, gets a Forest. Green-white, huh? Elvish War Master. Well, it's a good thing I prepared for this eventuality by putting a firebolt on top of my deck. And I played an island like a doofus. Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. God damn it. Oh, Kano, all you had to do was not play that land. Literally any other land in your hand was fine. Now he gets a heritage true. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. Rest in peace. Oh, gosh. Would this be a Kano stream if that was not the case? You were right. My opponent is playing Bramblewood Paragon. I just think you all ought to know. Elvish Archdruid. Does this not put 1/1 counters on elves? Each other warrior you control. Shaman of the Pack. That's just rude. We go to 10. We get hit for 3. At least you know what to aim the firebolt at. Yeah, except we're dead. Alright. There's really only one way to go out. And it's to maximize confusion. Cast Fiery Gambit. Targeting Elvish Archdruid. I'm probably going to name Tails Head Tails. Tails. We lost the flip. It's already over. Yep. Alright, let's try that again, but with a little less suck. Fiery Gambit coming out. I had nowhere going in. Let's do this. Maybe I should be playing like a restore balance in this deck. Okay. I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep this. We got no red mana. That's fine. Play an island. Start Serum Visions. I do have a lot of problems playing lands, let me tell you. Firebolt is an amazing card versus my opponent's deck, but I don't have any red mana, so we're putting both to the bottom. Alright. Opponent starts Cavern, naming Elf. Into a Llanowar Elves. It's better to bounce the elf here, right? Because if we bounce the Cavern, they can play a 2-drop. If we bounce the elf, I guess they could just play a land and play a 2-drop. I'll bounce the Cavern. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a forest. Oh, man. Llanowar Elves again. Nettle Sentinel. We untap. We draw Serum Visions. Cast Serum Visions. We'd really like a red land. As foretold, not a red land, really. Chandra to the bottom. Play an island, and Eye of Nowhere. Eye of Nowhere bouncing that forest. Land's not allowed.
Engineered Explosives may also be a fair sideboard card for other people looking to play a similar deck to this one that sucks a lot less. Opponent replays Cavern, naming Elf. Probably plays like a Elvish Archdruid, maybe. They should almost certainly attack first, because of Nettle Sentinel. Bramblewood Paragon. Okay. Nice to meet you, JJ24140. I have no idea how to actually say that in a human readable way. We're playing Izzet Collected Conjuring to hit 2 3-mana extra turn spells in Modern. We untap. Where's the God Flip on Terminus? In Battle of Wits, where we left it. Play as foretold. Pass the turn. Although Bramblewood Paragon into Uraga Warcaller is a pretty legit line. Let me just say. We need to top deck a red land and then Collected Conjuring into our Anger of the Gods. Is it a command? Oh, no, I don't think so. It's just on the YouTube channel in a meme video. Opponent plays an Elvish War Master. Hitting us for a lot. We untap, as foretold, ticking up. I need, like, Ancestral Visions or a red land. And by Ancestral Visions, I mean Ancestral Visions into a red land. So we lose. No red land. Opponent just has us dead on board. Which is sad, but we at least got a game against them, and that's probably the meanest game I've ever won. Oh, hang on. I need to restart the client because it's starting to lag really bad. So you get to look at my oversized face for a minute. And we will continue with this league momentarily after a Moto client restart. Drow will be a thing in the D&D crossover? Almost certainly, but they'll just be elves. Have I ever been to Norway? No, I have not. My entire mom's side of the family is from Norway. All right. There's nothing. I don't. It's never a massage. I don't give massages. I mean, Dick Record, I do give good foot rubs, but that's besides the point. I don't give them out to people, though. Just ask Porter. Okay, well, Porter, yes. Porter gets a lot of pets. A ton of pets. He's such a spoiled animal. It's a lucky guess. Oh, man. I need some water, I think. Nice. Thanks for showing up. I greatly appreciate it, man. We've had a lot of people showing up from the YouTube, catching the live streams every now and again. Alrighty, round 3. Here we go. If this was on the play, I would keep this, but it's not, so I'm going to mulligan. Much better. I will keep. Put back an island. Yandere for Kano. Oh, God. Opponent starts Swamp Inquisition. We might be against 8-Rack.
Opponent takes Eye of Nowhere. We draw Fiery Islet. Play Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. Thank you. That means a lot. Opponent plays a Spire of Is this Warlock? It is. It's a stupid Whir of Invention, Lantern of Insight deck. Lantern Control, as they usually call it. We draw Serum Visions, so cast Serum Visions. We draw As Foretold. Island to the bottom. Savor the moment on top. Play Scalding Tarn. Pass the turn. Lantern Control? Nature is healing. No, it's not. We're playing against Lantern. Better crack all our fetches. You know it. Surgically extract Time Warp. That's fine. We only have 2. Opponent does get to look at our deck list, though. You can see him hitting the control keys to bring up the snipping tool right now. Oh, man. Yep, that's right. Only 2. Cling to Dust, Eye of Nowhere. They're going to draw a card. Sure. They play Academy Ruins into Torpor Orb. I'm going to crack Scalding Tarn again. Play Island. Play As Foretold. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Pixis of Pandemonium. We untap. As Foretold ticking up. We draw Savor the Moment. Play Castle Vantress. Pass the turn. Vantress seems decent against Lantern, but possibly. Opponent exiles a card face down. They untap. They play a Ghost Quarter. And then Snaring Bridge. It's a good thing we don't win by attacking. We untap, As Foretold up to 2. They're going to Ghost Quarter my Castle Vantress. Alright. Get an island. Draw a mountain. Play Fiery Islet. I'm going to Firebolt my opponent's face. And then flash it back. Oop. Need to tap for red. Doing this so they can't surgical it. Might need the burn to actually kill them. Opponent plays Inventor's Fair. Second Ensnaring Bridge, they are now Hellbent. We untap. As Foretold, ticking up. I'm going to cycle Fiery Islet. Perfect. Play Chandra. Uptick for damage. Savor the moment. Untap. As Foretold up to 4, we draw Eye of Nowhere. Uptick for damage. Cast Ancestral Visions, draw cards. Play Scalding Tarn. Alright. Pass the turn. Opponent exiles a card with Pixis. They get to top deck. Codex Shredder. I'm sorry, opponent. That's just not going to be good enough. We untap. We draw Savor the Moment. So we're going to add mana here. Play Rawl. Downtick Rawl. Fork mode. Cast Savor the... Yeah, cast Savor the moment. Ping our opponent. Yeah, buddy. We beat Lantern. So Shatter Spree's in. Possibly Blood Moons. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Blood Moon. Shatter Spree and Blood Moon in. Fiery Gambit. Eye of Nowhere. Does Shatter Spree matter? Yeah, we might actually have to take out like Lantern so they can't intelligently control our draws. Probably like a Firebolt or two. A Time Warp. And another Eye of Nowhere. Nope, we're 61 cards. That's right. I've done that literally every game. Okay. All right, I can get behind this. Hopefully we get to suspend this Ancestral. Opponent will be top decking a Pithing Needle. There's another card worth Shatter Spreeing. All right, we draw an island. Play an island, suspend Ancestral. Pass the turn. Opponent mills Blood Moon from us. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. We draw as foretold. Play Scalding Tarn. I'm going to crack it so that they can't just mill Shatter Spree. Get a Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Lantern of Insight's one of the most Bloodborne cards ever. I could see it. We get Duressed. Opponent probably going to play Pithing Needle on Rawl Storm Conduit. But Rawl Storm Conduit does have the upside of actually having text even if he's Pithing Needled. They take Stitch in Time. They play Pithing Needle, Rawl Storm Conduit. Okay. They mill Collected Conjuring. We untap. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. We draw a Mountain. Well, I don't want them to mill that Shattering Spree, but there is nothing I can do about it. Play an island. We will cast as foretold. Pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, which is a forest. Pithing Needle on top of their deck. They mill Lantern of Insight. We untap. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. As foretold, ticking up. We draw Savor the moment. Play Rawl. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw Pithing Needle. Mishra's Bauble on top of their deck. And they are passing. We untap. Ancestral Visions. Ticking down. Cast Ancestral. Target ourself. Rawl. Save targets. Always yield. Opponent has Notion Thief? So they get to draw all these cards? Wow. I just gave my opponent an Ancestral Recall because they have Notion Thief. Alright. So we Firebolt Notion Thief. Pinging our opponent. opponent is going to mill us. Then we savor the moment. Ping our opponent. Take an extra turn. Pick up collected conjuring. As foretold, ticking up. Can't say I've seen it either. Oh, this is the worst. My opponent is going to have surgical here. Cast Serum Visions. Ping our opponent. Bottom. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, we literally just have to cast like 20 spells. Except my opponent is going to get an Assassin's Trophy here. They play a Codex Shredder. They play a Mishra's Bauble. They sack Bauble, so they're going to draw it on our upkeep like a jerk. They mill Ancestral. We untap. They draw Assassin's Trophy. As foretold, ticking up unless they hit it. Okay, we draw an island. They surgical collected conjuring, so there it goes. Frickin' Notion Thief. That is not a card anyone runs, says the man playing a deck that has never existed. And still doesn't. We get Assassin's Trophied. Get an island. Opponent gonna mill us again. So, play an island. Cast Time Warp. Target ourselves. Ping our opponent. We untap. Draw Serum Visions. Cast Serum Visions. See if they let me have this Eye of Nowhere. They shouldn't. Okay. They can Ghost Quarter us, but that's it. Scalding Tarn to the bottom, Chandra on top. Eye of Nowhere on Pithing Needle. Ping our opponent. Downtick Rawl. Savor the moment. Ping our opponent. Clone Savor the moment. Ping our opponent. So we take 2 turns, but we don't get to untap during either of them. First extra turn, draw Chandra. Rawl on top of our deck. Scry with Rawl. Rawl to the bottom. Next turn, we untap. Draw Firebolt. Fiery Islet on top. Scry with Rawl. Fiery Islet to the bottom. I just want to have as much loyalty on Rawl as I can get for now. Opponent untaps. They play Pithing Needle. They can name Rawl or they can name Chandra. They name Chandra, Torch of Defiance. They play Pithing Needle on Rawl. Okay. They play Girapur Aether Grid. We untap. Draw Blood Moon. Flashback Firebolt, targeting our opponent. Ping them with Rawl. Cast Firebolt. Ping them with Rawl. They are now at 1. They have to exile our grave or lose. They ping us for 1 using Gear Up or Aether Grid. Or they ping Rawl for 1. They play a land. They pass. I don't think Lantern means the meta is healthy. I think Lantern should be banned and go die in a fire forever. This is not the kind of deck that should ever exist. It's like, with 8-rack, you have the chance of drawing the way you're out. With this deck, you never do. You don't even get the chance to draw the cards you need to win the game. Kano, you're such a boomer. Pfft, casting spells, Magic 2021. What are you, some kind of boomer? Oh, jeez. Well, we got Surgical, then we didn't draw a land, unfortunately. Play Scalding Tarn. Play Blood Moon. Then play Chandra. Pass the turn. Rawl only pings on instant or sorceries or copies of them. So, because our opponent just surgicaled us, it's unlikely that we're actually going to be able to win. They're pinging down Rawl as well. They're not pinging us. Opponent picks up a redundant Lantern of Insight. They just have so many chances to manipulate our top deck. We're going to die a very slow and very painful death. Very agonizing. We untap, draw Steam Vents. Okay. Well, play Steam Vents. They ping Rawl. They ping Rawl. The thing is, he's our only line of... Actually, no, we have 4 mana Chandra left in the deck. We're just never going to draw her. So Rawl's actually dead now, so not just any sorcery wins. We have to... Yep. Okay. Play Fiery Islet, pass the turn. Probably shouldn't be playing Blood Moon. Opponent mills Savor the moment. They untap. We got them to 1, though. We draw Chandra. Mill Shatter Spree. I guess I'm just going to F6 through every turn because there's nothing I can do. It's possible we shouldn't be playing Blood Moon in this matchup, because our opponent does actually play a reasonable number of basics, and shutting off our own fetches and cantripping land probably isn't worth it. Also, opponent has Leyline, which is not something we can necessarily interact with if we're intending to win the game with direct damage. I guess I'm just going to let them waste a ton of their clock, because I guess whatever.
I was going to say, somehow our deck has overperformed and underperformed my expectations at the same time. Not really sure how that's the case, but it is. Actually, I don't know. I think we beat them round 1, right? This is game 2. We beat them game 1. I know it's not game 1 because I see sideboard cards. No, you gotta let him kill you. We have to adjust the clock because of how much lag we get on Moto because the devs refuse to fix it. And we're dead to the next ping anyway. There we go. Cool. Game 3. I don't actually want Blood Moon. Bring Time Warp back in. I'll bring Firebolt back in. And I'll bring Chandra in just to have another threat, potentially. Like diversified. Probably over Time Warp, actually. Never mind. We play multiple Time Warps. Alright, I'd like to play first. This seems like a good way to just never have lands again, but I'm going to try it. If we can Serum Visions like draw a land, scry into a land, Eye of Nowhere something, we'll probably be fine. We just have to go 5 for 5 on Stitch in Time, that's all. We're already 4 for 4 on Stitch in Time. So we start Fiery Islet. Cast Serum Visions. Bottom. Bottom. Life is now sad. Opponent plays Blooming Marsh. Inquisition. So there goes Eye of Nowhere. Our opponent is now rejoicing, for we only have 1 land. Man, I'm psychic. We untap. We draw nothing. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Ancient Stirrings. They get Spellskite, of all things. 21 lands and no lands. Pithing Needle. Torch of Defiance. Alright, we untap. Draw Scalding Tarn. Play Scalding Tarn. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We're getting Thought Seized. They take Rawl, Storm Conduit. They fear the Rawl. Crack Scalding Tarn. Get a Steam Vents. We untap. Draw Savor the moment. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play Spellskite. We untap. Draw Steam Vents. Well, there's only one thing to do here. Stitch in Time. They Surgical Rawl. Okay. Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We win the flip. We are 5 for 5. Show me a land. Yes! Play an island. Play Chandra. Uptick Chandra, ping our opponent. Pass the turn. Calculated. Big braino emote. Dicks. You can't just pithing needle every card in my deck. That's not how the game of Magic is supposed to be played. Oh, never mind. This is Magic exactly as Richard Garfield intended. One player, absolutely miserable. Play as foretold. Pass the turn. Just my luck, they'll play Phyrexian Metamorph on Sorcerer's Spyglass. Lantern of Insight. We untap. As foretold, ticking up to 1. They let us draw Ancestral Visions, weirdly. So, Ancestral Visions. No Notion Thief mana. Play a land. Time Warp. Next turn. We untap, as foretold up to 2. Draw an island. Play an island. Cycle Fiery Islet.
We draw Eye of Nowhere. So cast Eye of Nowhere using As Foretold. Make them... fine. Jerk. Cast Savor the moment. Next turn. That would have been sweet, too. I totally forgot Spellskite was even a card. I was super stoked about it. Play an island. Cast Savor the moment. Next turn. As foretold up to 4. We draw Ancestral Visions. So cast with As foretold, draw 3 cards. Play an island. And we finally have to pass the turn. I mean, we only drew like 6 cards, right? Opponent immediately is going to Windmill Slam that Spellskite back into play. There it is. We untap. We draw Collected Conjuring. So, Firebolt Spellskite. They cannot. It changes the target to Spellskite. It doesn't allow you to pick the target. Firebolt Spellskite. Okay. Cast Time Warp, target ourself. Next turn. We untap, draw Collected Conjuring. Fiery Islet on top of our deck. Cast Collected Conjuring. We're looking for artifact destruction. Okay, cast Ancestral Visions, target ourself. Cast Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. Heads, we lose the flip, finally. Draw 3 cards. They have to sack Lantern so we don't draw Eye of Nowhere. Okay. Play Mountain. Yeah, no kidding, right? Cast Collected Conjuring.
cast Shatter Spree, hitting the one that's Chandra the Firebrand.
Oh, the Lantern control player doesn't want to play anymore. Nice. That's right. I got the moral high ground now. Hang on, I gotta reset the client again. It's lagging so bad. Can you replicate it if you have open mana? I believe, actually, yes, you can. Because replicate is a spell, or an ability that triggers when the spell is cast, or no. It's when you pay costs. I don't actually know. If you strike me down, I shall only become more powerful. I don't know why he had that lisp or weird pronunciation thing going on there, but that was my Obi-Wan. Kano once accidentally targeted his opponent with a time warp. Yep. Probably should have cast Conjuring off Foretold first to have open mana. Well, yeah, probably. Oh, man. That feels good. That feels real good. Not only did we win a match, but we beat the Lantern player. You did what? Nice. Thanks, Clayton. Thanks for the shout out on the WotC survey. This actually seems like not a bad opener. I'm going to keep this. It does suck that we are on the draw and not on the play. Win a match with, and you take suggestions of cards to put 4 of in your deck, and you have to win a match and play until you win. I think it's like, oh, dude, you know what? That would be a good idea. Like, you, maybe as like a collective goal, everybody who donates skulls to like the skull donation pool nominates 1 card. I play 2 of like however many cards that is, and then I get to make the rest of the list, and I have to try and win with that. I think that would be sweet. That's a really good idea, Oz. There's several permutations of that are all good. So play Fiery Islet. Eye of Nowhere. Bounce Colonnade. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for group donations, Sigma. That's a great idea for it. Like, everybody picks a card. 1 or 2 of that card go into a list, and then I have to build the rest of the deck around it. I forgot to put Chromium in the Esper deck. Sorry. I knew I forgot something. Opponent fetches up a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Well, I'm glad it was still enjoyable. Okay. We untap. We draw Eye of Nowhere. Play Scalding Tarn. Eye of Nowhere, a land. They Force of Negation pitching Opt. Really? I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Shock Steam Vents. Suspend Ancestral. Pass the turn. Yeah, it would have to be raw jank. Opponent plays Celestial Colonnade. Ancestral Visions down ticking. We draw Serum Visions. Alright, here we go. Stitch in time. Opponent's gonna go, no way I'm countering this. He's not gonna win. I'll let this one resolve. It'll be fine. Tails never fails. We win the flip. What is it, 6 for 6 on Stitch in time? Have we failed a flip yet in this league? Alright, Ancestral Visions. Target ourself. They gotta counter that. Oh, boy. We'll get an Eye of Nowhere. Play an island. Eye of Nowhere. Cast Serum Visions. We draw As Foretold. Mountain, Fiery Gambit to the bottom. Sorry, Fiery Gambit. Pass the turn. 5 for 6. Last flip failed, okay. Opponent had Snapcaster Mage, alright. They untap. They play a Flooded Strand. So now they're going to have Archmage's Charm. They hit us for 2. We go to 12. Untap. Ancestral Vision's ticking down to 1. We draw Steam Vents. Play an island. Cast As Foretold. It resolves. Pass the turn. They crack Flooded Strand. They get an island. Untap. They play Field of Ruin. They hit us for 2. We go to 10. I think they probably have Cryptic, and they might just, like, try and counter Visions and bounce As Foretold. Okay, Visions target ourselves. They might. I don't know if they let Visions resolve. Okay, well, they did. We draw Eye of Nowhere. So, cast Serum Visions with As Foretold. We draw Rahl. Castle Vantress to the bottom. Time Warp on top. Play an island. Cast Stitch in Time. Tails never fails. We win the flip. Oh, so much turns value. Eye of Nowhere, that Hollowed Fountain. 6 for 7. Yeah, defense grids are in the side. We'll get them. Don't you worry, we'll get them. Opponent's going to counter that, bounce. Alright. Go to our next turn. Nobody counters Stitch in Time. He's not going to win the flip. That'll never happen. Play an island. I think we gotta go As Foretold into Collected Conjuring. Cast Savor the Moment. Cast Serum Visions. Alright, Serum Visions resolves. We draw Gemstone Caverns. Bottom. Problem is now we're not untapping. Untap. As Foretold ticking up. Draw Scalding Tarn. So play Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. We really needed to hit a Stitch in Time and win. Opponent plays an island. I told you guys Stitch in Time is good. At least on Moto. They hit us for 2. We untap. As Foretold ticking up. We draw Ancestral Visions. Okay, well this should force them to react. Ancestral Visions, draw some cards. Okay. Play Gemstone Caverns. Play Chandra, the Firebrand. Down tick Chandra. Time warp. Target ourself. Clone time warp. Opponent is fielding us. Get an island. Same targets, obviously. Oh, we just resolved Time Stretch versus Blue-White! Oh, opponent! Oh, I don't know if things are gonna go so well for you. We draw a Rawl. Play Rawl. Uptick. Kill Snappy. Let's go ahead and scry. Serum Visions. Serum Visions to the top. Cast As Foretold with As Foretold. Would countering a Time Warp that's been cloned by Chandra stop the resolution of the second one? No. Alright, we untap. As Foretold is ticking up. Draw Serum Visions. Let's downtick Rawl. Cast a new one. Keep the new one. Downtick Rawl. Downtick Chandra. Savor the moment? Oh, man. Was that 5 turns in a row? What a poor control player. Did he message me? I feel like that was worthy of a message. Ugh. Oh, Jesus. Defense grids. Chandra's in. What comes out? Probably Firebolt, honestly. It's like all of them. Fiery Gambit. And 1 Serum Visions. So many reverberates. Yeah, we're way off trophy, dude. I'd have to play like that every single game. You know what? This league, we might get 50 play points this league. But we had that as a stream highlight, and we had the Elves Flawless Victory stream highlight. Opponent did not message me, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at that. The good news is we have defense grid. So we'll start Scalding Tarn. Man, I want my opponent I want my opponent to cast counter spells on Stitch in Time. Because, like, how often do you get that legendary feels bad moment where you're like, this half the time this spell does nothing, but like I can't let it resolve? He's a madman. Okay, we're gonna use this to bait a counter spell. But it's like, oh, not this shit again. Mystical Dispute, Eye of Nowhere. Pass the turn. Oh man, if that was their counterspell, I should have tried to resolve Defense Grid. Opponent plays Teferi, Time Raveler, down tick him. Yes! Yes! We draw As Foretold. Play an island. Play Defense Grid. If you've got Force, you have to use it. Oh, he doesn't! Firebolt Teferi! Oh, we got him! Only Firebolt in the deck, baby. Opponent plays Plains. Just the legendary main phase Cryptic to deal with Defense Grid. Calculated. Just Galaxy. Yes! We untap. Draw Fiery Islet. Play Fiery Islet. Resolve Defense Grid. Unless they got Force, and they don't. Pass the turn. Oh, I'm so mean. So mean. But a place to fairy. How many unsummons does he have? I probably should have taken that time to actually resolve Chandra. But, I'd like a land to play around Mana Leak. Thank you, Magic Gods. For this horror you've allowed me to bestow upon my opponent. Resolve as foretold. You're way too funny when you're excited. It doesn't happen all that often. I don't get to do mean things to good people often enough. I mean, I don't get to play jank magic decks enough. But it plays and yeah, fire up that colonnade and hit me. I dare ya. Alright. Opponent flashes in Snapcaster. Going for the Cryptic. Main phase Cryptic again. They didn't even do it. Oh, he's thinking about it. So next is kill Teferi with Firebolt, or do you push Conjuring? Probably have to Conjure, I imagine. As foretold, taken up to 1. We draw Chandra. So we're replaying Defense Grid, and we're going to cast Stitch in Time. Alright, Stitch in Time, you haven't steered me wrong yet. Tails never fails. Oh, we finally lost the flip. That's okay. We're still 6 for 8. That's a 50% increase in victories. I should have named heads. I thought about it. That was what the pause was for. Opponent takes up Teferi to 3. Plays Polluted Delta. Now we're to the point where they can actually cast counterspells through Defense Grid. That's the issue. Alright. You sure you're not interested in a drink? Man. I wish. I don't have any beer here, though. I actually don't have any beer, and I don't have anything to mix my alcohol with, so I would have to drink straight liquor, and I'm not into that. Opponent fires up Colonnade. They're going to hit us for 6. Man, the control player going on the proactive plan. We untap. As foretold, taken up to 2. We draw Savor the Moment. Oh, almost. We are so close. What single card do you want printed to fill the hole in your heart? For me, it would be the Mirage Set Polymorph in foil. I think they should print Sphere of Resistance as a double white colored enchantment. That's me. So, here's the issue. I'm 1 mana off of like doing anything I need to do. I can play Chandra, and I can uptick her to ping Teferi. We're taking 8 next turn if that happens, and they're killing Chandra in the process, but that does give us a redraw. Collected Conjuring's great if we hit a Time Warp, but we gotta hit a Time Warp. So I think I'm gonna go Collected Conjuring. Alright.
Moto. Moto. I can't do anything. I'm going to restart the client because I can't do anything. Technical difficulties. One moment, please. Well, if I ran into a bug with collected conjuring, I know what I'm requesting reimbursement for. A better deck? Oh, come on. Oh, I can't cast spells because Teferi's out. Duh! It's just stupid. Kano, you idiot! It's just like... I should have played Chandra. Opponent upticks Teferi to 4, thankfully, so we don't actually have to deal with the defense grid crap. If Wizards does another remastered set, what should be the remastered set? Original Innistrad. I want an original Innistrad remastered. Alpha. Opponent fires up Colonnade. They're gonna hit us for 8. We go to 3. Alpha isn't a real set. Change my mind. Opponent plays Vendilion Click. They're gonna look at our hand and we got a lot of scary stuff there. The old sorcery speed Vendilion Click. I think the correct choice is for them to take Savor the Moment. I don't know if they know that, though. There's also an argument for Chandra the Firebrand. If they leave us with Savor the Moment, we're playing Planeswalker and taking an extra turn next turn. They took Savor the Moment. Alright. We untap. As foretold, ticking up to 3. We draw. Yeah! Oh, never, didn't, always have it. It was perfectly calculated this entire time. No one can tell me any different. Savor the Moment. Reverberate. Here we go. Next turn. Uptick as foretold to 4. We draw Ancestral Visions. Play Chandra. Torch of Defiance. Uptick, killing click. Uptick, pinging our opponent.
Next turn. We untap. As foretold to 5. We draw Collected Conjuring, which is a spell that doesn't do anything right now. Now, I can cast Ancestral Visions. I can even draw up to like 6 cards. The problem is this Colonnade. We only have 3 mana at most. We can't kill Teferi because Chandra can't hit Planeswalkers. We can't cast anything off of Chandra Uptick. We could draw a land, that's true. I guess if that's the case, we're going to cash in Chandra. We're going to draw 6 cards. We need to hit land and Boomerang, I think, to stay alive. That works too, actually. Play an island. Uptick. Savor the moment. Untap. Uptick for damage. Doming our opponent. Play an island. Time warp ourself. Yes! We did it! Good night, Clayton. We're 2-2. Round 5, here we go. I would like to play first. Yep, I'm gonna keep this. Thanks, Tarek. Thanks, Oz. Good night, Dick Record. Start island. Pass the turn. So, yeah, we're way out of... Trophy's not happening. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're still sticking around, buddy. Opponent starts Colony Garden tapped. Like a jerk. We untap, draw an island. You put that land right back where it came from. Yeah, I think this is Amulet Titan. 3-2 possible, so we could get a chest. That is true. Swing 0, send a message. Yeah, that's right. Too afraid. Too scared. Opponent has to discard to hand size. Fantastic. Talaria West. We untap and draw Stitch in Time. We came here to do one thing and one thing only. And that is to say, Tails never fails. Tails. Heads, we lost the flip. Dang it! Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We need a red land. They play Slayer's Stronghold. Explore. Well, I mean, Rosewater did ask one time about Kamigawa if, like, it would be okay if it was a completely different thing than original Kamigawa. Play an island. Play as foretold. Pass the turn. So I could totally see Neon Magic Kamigawa. I think that would be cool. Opponent plays Dryad of the Elysian Grove. They play Valakut. Simic Growth Chamber. They gotta pick up a land. As foretold. Ticking up. We draw Rahl. Play Rahl. Reverberate. Firebolt. Save targets always yield. Same targets. Pass the turn. Yeah. WotC seems to have been leaking a lot of information across the last 2 years. Like they always do. There's always some leak that comes out that's, you know, true or not. But they might be Carnulet, don't auto-yield. Okay. Opponent Summoner's Pact. They get another Dryad. They play Dryad. So they're probably going to try and go like land to kill Rahl. Azusa. Okay. That is a bit of a problem. Slayer Stronghold. Radiant Fountain. So I imagine they kill Rahl. Yep. This is a little bit of a problem. So we need a red land. Thank you for stopping by, JAJ. Much appreciated. It was good to have you. Opponent Explorers. They play Groll Turf. They're going to dome us. Groll Turf. Bouncing Groll Turf. So repeatable lightning bolts. And they're going to do it again. Okay. So we untap. As foretold, ticking up. If we get a red land... Oh, that almost works. Alright, double or nothing. Stitching time. Tails. Alright. Alright, the law of large numbers says I probably should have been naming heads. Yeah, we're dead. Alright. Alright. Blood Moon time. Dropping Fiery Gambit. Serum Visions and a Bolt, I think. I don't think we play Serum Vision. Or not Serum Visions. I don't think we play Shatter Spree here. Not sure if we play Chandra or not. Chandra's probably too slow, the 6-mana one. Anger kills nothing. They don't play Pact of Negation anymore, so I don't need Defense Grid. Alright, run it back. What's the plan for the rest of the night? After this, I'm probably going to sleep, honestly. I gotta get up early tomorrow for work, and I have a full day. Oh, actually, I need to eat another meal and make my Super Soldier Serum Shake for lifting, because I'm creatine. I'm using creatine loading right now. Alright, I will keep this. Hopefully the Serum Visions can dig us to stuff. I did not, Cyssia. Do you know what it is? Are you just asking for confirmation? Or are you asking because you don't know? I don't know. Well, creatine does not make you stronger. Creatine flushes more water to your muscles, helps carry the lactic acid away faster, and allows you to work harder. It doesn't do anything for you. It makes you swell up because it pushes a bunch of water into your muscles, but it does not, in itself, make you stronger. And it can make you fat. if you're not careful. Play Scalding Tarn. I'm going to suspend Ancestral, shock, Steam Vents, play Serum Visions, draw Scalding Tarn, Fiery Islet, Ancestral Visions to the bottom. Pass the turn. He collected the sap from the World Tree to bring New Phyrexia for Elishnorn. Oh, is that the Tyrite stuff? Yeah, they're thinking Jin-Gitaxias is going to be on Strixhaven. Play an island, suspend another Ancestral, pass the turn. I'm probably going to be dead before this is relevant, but... Oh no, not fat. Also, so I started taking creatine again, along with a couple of other like minor supplements, and I went from 275... No, I went from 272 to 278 in water weight. Or am I lifting most days at this point? I'm lifting 3 days out of the week, and I'm staying physically active most days. Like, I'll be running Porter or walking the dog. Like, you know. Okay, opponent plays a Tireless Tracker. They're going to bog us. That would be scary. Phyrexian God, that'd be no bueno. We untap and draw Rawl. So uptick for mana. Time Warp ourself. Firebolt Tracker. Untap. Ancestral Visions coming off suspend, the first one. Target ourself. We draw Stitch in time. So, play an island. Uptick for mana. Play Rawl. Downtick Rawl. Savor the moment. Ping our opponent. Save targets always yield. Game's over. We're gonna ult Chandra. That was sweet. Alright, game 3. Strixhaven had Urabrosk as the school bully. Didn't Shieldred died, though, right? Isn't that part of the background lore? But after New Phyrexia, she got into like a conflict with Elishnorn. And Elishnorn banded together with, like, Geth, who was, like, also in the running to be the Black Praetor, but got ousted by Shieldred, and then they killed Shieldred. Isn't that what happened? Or is this just, like, a fever dream I had? Does anyone know the lore? Shieldred's in Jumpstardia. Where do y'all read this stuff? They used to publish Uncharted Realms, or whatever it was. The, like, weekly Magic story update. If we get a second land, this hand is potentially very good. It's right on Wizard's site. So it's hidden because it's not very easily accessible, but I think that's a mulligan. This is a keep, however. I'm going to put back Savor the Moment. Yeah, so for the longest time, Magic's storyline was through actual novels. Suspend Ancestral Visions, pass the turn. I knew I read something like that, Sissy. I couldn't remember exactly what had happened, so thank you for updating me. Opponent explores. I really hope they don't have Dryad here. Dryad would actually be a problem. We might be. There's the potential this Eye of Nowhere is actually huge, though. It might buy us enough time to land Blood Moon, which may actually... It won't win us the game if it does. But... Opponent picked up the Forest, played Dryad, replayed Forest. Yeah, it's a pretty good draw from the opponent. So we untap, Ancestral Vision's ticking down. Play Scalding Tarn. Crack Scalding Tarn for an island. We got a Boomerang. The question is what? Could be Dryad into Azusa. Azusa? I don't know how to pronounce that. So if we Boomerang Dryad, they have to replay Dryad. That still gives them at least 2 plays. Yeah, it's got to be Dryad. If I Boomerang the land, they just replay the land a whole bunch of times. If I Boomerang Amulet, they play Amulet, and then they just do whatever they were going to do anyway. Boomerang cuts their mana this turn by at least 3. They play Growth Chamber. So they get 2 land plays. Now if they have Azusa, that's going to give them 2 more land plays. They'll get up to 5. Opponent plays Tireless Tracker. We untap. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. We draw Fiery Islet. Play a Mountain. Play Blood Moon. I think Amulet is a fine deck. It's very consistent, and it's a decent combo. I think we're just all sick of it because we played against so much Dryad crap for so long. Opponent has Beast Within. So it's kind of like a Time Warp there. I agree, Six Sigma. One of the best things that I like, in theory, not necessarily in practice, about Magic is the... actually, no. In practice, I actually really like the division of philosophy on the color pie. I think that's really cool. So I'm not talking about mechanics like, oh, first strike goes in this, or, you know, whatever. Not like that. I'm talking about, like, red is passion, black is ambition, green is destiny and nature, blue is quest for perfection, and white is valor and justice. Like, that is, I think, really, really cool. It's like you can come up with a concept, and then theoretically you know where it fits in the color pie. Mechanically, it's a different story, because mechanically I don't think they've done... They did well for a long period of time, but recently I don't think they've done as well with the color pie mechanically. So. Opponent hits us for 5, that's fine. We untap, Ancestral Vision's ticking down, we draw As Foretold. Alright, here we go. Tails. We lost the flip. Alright, pass the turn. That's probably going to be the end. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Six Sigma. That's really cool, Kefka. I actually... So, one of the people that I know out here in Utah is actually friends with Howard Lyon. The person who did... the triple white angel, I think it's Angel of Flight Alabaster, I think. It's a triple white angel from Innistrad that's like your opponent can't pay life or sack creatures to activate abilities or whatever it is. Yeah, we're super dead. Which is sad. But we went out in style. and like having had the chance to actually see some of the artists at like the conventions and stuff locally, like I think that the actual art that they do for Magic is insane. And some of their other stuff that's not even like Magic related is just amazing. It is the most incredible like conglomeration of things. It really is. It has something for everybody. Yeah, alright. That's sad. We did some cool stuff, and we almost 3-2'd with this deck. It is. That's a great description. An ecosystem of hobbies. I think this deck's got potential. It's definitely a luck test. I'm gonna drop Fiery Gambit out of here. It's definitely a luck test. And I know that this deck, like, there's a few things you can do with it. It really, really wants as many of those, like, downtick to reverberate your next spells as you can possibly get. It needs, like, one more way to generate value that isn't mana based. So, like, we need one more way to take advantage of, like, Savor the Moment. Honestly, Stitch in Time, we could probably cut down to 2 and play 5 or 4 actual Time Warps. But, like, so what about Glorious End? That's an instant. We also have no way to survive a Glorious End. Yes, somebody mentioned Royal Scions to me, and I could, I honestly see it. I don't like the new Time Warp from Kaldheim, the one that makes the birds. Okay, here's the thing. Like Aldrin's Epiphany or whatever it's called. There is a circumstance where it's good. And there is a circumstance where you should run it in a mono blue Time Warps list. I do not like the card because it is another expensive warp. It's one that you have to pay at least 6 for. And it exiles itself. So you can't recur it like you can Walk the Aeons and Time Warp. However, there's one thing that nobody talking about it has ever brought up, at least under my scope of information, and that is Foretell lets you stick it in exile, so if you're under a Liliana, you can top deck a Howling Mine, play it, then untap and Time Warp. Like, it has that ability to dig you out of being stuck on, like, 0 to 1 cards in hand that, like, a Liliana or a Necrogen Mists or whatever gets you stuck down to. So, all right, I think we're done playing Magic. This was a great stream. This was way better than I thought it was going to be. We did some really interesting stuff with the cool deck. Yeah, I want you to know that you guys are all awesome. Preordain's not modern legal. Divination. Nah, man. Divination's too expensive. Yeah, I'm glad you all enjoyed. Thank you all for stopping by. It was really good to have all of you. Really turned my mood around day to stream, so I was glad to be here. So, change your shirt and go lift. Yeah. Alrighty, I better call it quits because I've got about 45 minutes to get everything I need to do before going to bed done. So, no problem. Oz, good to hear from you. Good to see you.
Thanks again to the Clayton225 for resubscribing and gifting a 1-month sub to Furry Combat Wombat. Tarek for starting a hype train as well as resubscribing for 6 months. Logan Cole Rose for resubscribing for 5 months, and AK Tank 420 for resubscribing for for your second month. Second month is the most important because that's the month you decided to come back. So, good night, everybody.